guys, SubXO here. Today we're gonna be watching a fucking massacre, and we already got two people here ready to react with us. We got a mainstay on the show, JFBonken. Say hi.
Hello.
All right, and then we got a special guest. Got a special fucking guest. Say hi, Soulite.
Hi, Soulite.
All right. So big two things. One, I wanted to bring on Soulite in this video because you have a lot of Ruby knowledge, and before this episode, I actually watched your top 10 Ruby fights video. It sounds like you hate the series a lot more than you were trying to compliment the fights, but tell us about like your thoughts on Ruby and probably this matchup in general if you want.
I don't hate the show, okay?
Okay.
I'm just able to tell that there's a lot of problems with it. I don't know basically anything about Soul Eater. I only watched one episode, which is the first one. And with the one episode knowledge that I have of Soul Eater versus the 9-volume knowledge that I have of Ruby, Ruby's getting dog walked.
I'm glad we're in agreement.
Just straight like that.
Cause, not gonna lie, the last question before we started and what Mr. JFBonken was saying, who do you think's gonna win? Like, let's be honest. Like, I've seen a lot of Ruby stuff just off of like your video and also like doing a little bit of research myself. Like, it's not looking too good. But hopefully it'll be a fun fight. Final thing, little backstory on this. Monty, which is obviously a real big guy for Ruby, he actually was very close with the Death Battle guys. So this is like the 200th episode in honor of like his memory or whatever. And I don't know how they're gonna do the fight, but I guess we'll see like how well it is, because I hope this episode's good. Let's just say Ruby doesn't have a good track record of like at least in terms of the research, because what was the score? Help me out here, Mr. Bonken. What was the
So Ruby, so basically Tifa lost to Yang, and then it was Mitsuru from Persona 3 beat Weiss,
Okay, well that's true, yeah.
and then Blake beat
Like, yeah.
Mikasa, yeah.
Oh.
So
They'll be 2-2.
It's upsetting,
yeah.
only because I hate Yang and Blake, but I love Ruby and Weiss. So,
Yeah.
you know, and then the thing that's also more upsetting about that is Weiss was never gonna beat whoever she went up against, because Weiss has a very bad track record of 1v1s in her own show. So
I was gonna say she died as she lived, getting mollywopped.
the only person she beat one-on-one in the show proper is the one person that wasn't trying to fight her. Ruby herself is usually just never in fights, and if she is, she's usually getting dog walked or she's fighting a bunch of monsters. And that was the other thing. Before Death Battle either says it wrong or says it wrong, Ruby has one power besides her speed, and that one power does not work on anything that is not the monsters in her own show. So it's basically useless.
Okay.
The like Silver Eyes or something.
The Silver Eyes, yes.
Well, I think I think that's it for the intro. I'm just I hope this episode's good. And I don't know, hopefully Ruby doesn't get absolutely slammed. Maybe she'll throw a punch here and there and she'll hit one, you know?
Ruby Rose versus Maka Albarn.
The battle of spunky teens with oversized gardening tools. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Damn, you see that hand movement?
Dude, that looks trippy in 3D. Like, Maka looks
I
weird.
remember when Mama Boomstick
used
read
to
me
that.
bedtime fairy tales. Stories of heroes and warnings about eating those little berries and quicksand. So much quicksand.
Yet in the world of Remnant, fairy tales are real. Here, huntresses do battle
They really
with
like to start their
monstrous
Ruby,
grim, and there was
analysis
nothing more
with, like,
exciting
the
than
2D,
that
like-
to Ruby Rose.
Daughter to the world-renowned huntress, Summer, who disappeared. Little Red really wanted
Official
nothing
VTuber.
more than to be a huntress.
Her dedication paid off. Admitted into Beacon Academy 2 years ahead, a premier school for huntsmen and huntresses, Ruby clearly showed prodigious talent.
Not just that.
What is that
she's got
anime
the weapon
from?
geek gene just
That
like
style,
yours
what the
truly.
fuck?
Ruby doesn't leave
Ruby
home
Ice
without her
Queendom,
trusty
it was like a
Crescent Rose.
Crunchyroll,
It
like
may
12
look like a
episode
high-tech
anime
site,
thing they did.
and it is,
Oh.
but it's also a gun. Ruby made Crescent Rose herself. It's like a dance between Grim Reaper's Choice and a bolt-action sniper rifle.
A dance is fitting, as huntsmen are locked in a never-ending waltz in their
I'm just
battle
waiting to
with
see
the
if they're
grim.
like,
Crescent Rose
so
can
she
switch
did
between sniper and
technically
sight at the
fight
press of a
Superman.
button. Ruby's
And
an old hand at
technically.
flinging and moving it exactly how she wants, despite it being
She didn't fight
bigger
him,
than
she
she
fought
is.
with
How does she
him.
do it with
Uh-huh.
those noodle arms? The
No, it
girl
totally
can't even
counts.
throw a punch.
Well, she might not need to, given the strength of her aura. All
One
WBs
time
in
Superman
Remnant
said
have
that
an
she's
aura,
not a bad
except
fighter.
dark creatures like her, but
So
not
she
all
has
of
the
them
combat
can
skills.
She can
combat
do
with
backside.
extensive
Well,
training.
hey,
See,
Superman
aura forms a
won
barrier
his
that
death battle
blocks
3
fatal
times,
blows and
so if
even
he's
heals
saying that,
wounds.
It can make weapons stronger too.
There's
When
hope.
Might
Ruby
mean
slaps
something.
a cartridge of dust into Crescent Rose, her aura lights up nature's wrath in man's hand.
Dramatic,
I'll
but
give Ruby
accurate.
this.
This
It is
dust
really fucking
represents
sick.
the base
The way they
elements
just
of
made
the
like
world. Fire,
melee weapons into
electricity,
guns
ice, wind,
and like
anti-gravity.
constantly
Doesn't that last one
shooting
count?
themselves around
Rule
with
of
it.
Cool, Wiz. She's got
I love
the
the
eyes of a
choreography
hawk,
for
and when
that.
she
I
shoots
like
you
the
with
weapon
dust,
design.
a bullet wound's the last thing you'll be worried about. With enough of a boost, ice dust.
I don't know why the
can freeze
silver
over
eyes are
max,
put on there,
and she
man.
can
Like, yeah, I
power
get
up
it, but
her
she
case to
can't
greater
use them.
military
Just gonna
A
list it. Just
person's
to
aura
list
may
it.
be limited, but Ruby can keep track of hers with this handy health bar on her not smartphone.
Ruby blasted through Huntress classes with flying colors. Almost right away, she was appointed the leader of her own group, with Weiss Schnee, Flake Belladonna, and Big Sis Yang Xiaolong. Oh, I get it. Team Ruby.
But Ruby's hope for many years of learning with her friends would be dashed as evil machinations spread like wildfire. And with a flash of silver light, Beacon had fallen.
Ruby's friends dead. Her school totally wrecked. Her sister
One friend, but yeah.
disarmed. All because of a lover's spat that went way too far.
Salem saw the world divided, and it was time to say goodbye to any happily ever after.
But Ruby wouldn't give up like that, so she set off to change the world.
Even as Crescent Rose began to feel heavier and heavier. Could she really save the world like her fairy tale heroes? All she did is what she's always done and never stopped moving forward.
Because Crescent Rose wasn't the only thing she needed. She had to improve her semblance too.
Right, while aura is essentially the manifestation of one's soul, the semblance is an expression of their personality.
Basically, it's a superpower farmed by Aura, and Ruby's got super speed. Or a teleport? Or what is she doing exactly?
Close, this is Petal Burst, a mixture of speed, teleportation, and intangibility. Ruby can rocket from one point to another in milliseconds.
By literally bursting into petals.
Sort of. According to Best Robo Girl Penny, Ruby's semblance is extremely complex and variable. It involves breaking her body down to its molecular components before zooming off in complex paths, negating the laws of mass entirely.
AKA Super Speed Plus. And Nora is best girl. Ruby's petal burst is so quick she can make flying missiles look completely still. Good luck tagging her with a bullet. Or a breadstick.
She is certainly quick enough to give Emerald and Mercury a hard time, and they've dodged actual lightning.
She's faster than Blake, who could keep up with the most cringe faunus
They're
of
glazing
all.
the speed here, but I'm
Adam
waiting until like
Taurus.
she
Well,
dodges like
he
a laser.
did draw his sword fast enough to parry
Okay,
an
there you
actual
go.
particle beam. In real life, such a beam is created by accelerating charged particles to just under light speed.
So, that's impressive.
With such a powerful ability, Ruby could safely shine her smile for years, even as she carried the fate of Remnant across the world. To her friends, she was a beacon of hope.
Well, yeah, 'cause she's got one more superpower. Her silver eyes. Just like her mom, Ruby inherited them from the god of light as a weapon against negative anti-life energy, like the evil goop Grim spawned from. Just a wink and blam! Sayonara, Dragon of Darkness.
But Ruby's skills didn't falter after her time at Beacon. As she journeyed across Remnant, she leveled up to compete with all sorts of powerful magic and mechanized foes. Her team could even
Met
match
Superman
the
and Ragnar the
Aesop's,
Blood
an
Edge.
elite squad of longtime professional huntsmen.
Including
Yes.
Harriet, whose super speed semblance was totally outclassed by Pedal Burst. And Vine, whose
That
aura
fighting
was
games
strong
that she's
enough
in
to
is
contain
kinda
a
fun,
bomb
though.
that
We
was about
we
to
played it
decimate
once.
the whole city of Mantle. Man,
It's not
The
good.
cross tag battle?
powerful
Cross tag
auras.
battle.
Though
yeah,
it's
bro.
important to remember, Ruby is only 17 years old. The weight of being a leader, a savior, and a huntress like her mother would get heavier and heavier and heavier.
Oh no,
She got over it.
she's
Let her
homophobic. No.
go.
Taking Crescent Rose firmly in hand and sending a message of unity to the rest of the world. Ruby had finally left the fairy tale behind, taking one more step toward the day we've waited for.
Then I guess we won't know.
A sound soul dwells within a sound mind and a sound body.
But all the unjust, evil souls of this world are on the Disney Fast Pass to becoming a Kishin.
Destructive gods mutated from good-natured souls. A Kishin could plunge the world into chaos and madness. If only someone could stop them.
Bing bong, it's the DWMA. Welcome to Death
Soul
Weapon
Eater
Meister
reads to me
Academy,
as like
where
the
death
writer's just like
rules.
doing shit on a
Literally, his
page
name is Death.
a lot of the
Here,
time.
Lord Death tasks humans to become
Because like I
spiritually
don't even
talented
get how he
meisters
thinks of some of
demon
this,
weapons.
some of these plot
AKA
lines.
people who are also a weapon. No, really, they
He's
transform
weird.
into weapons. Guns, ninja stars, hammers, you name it. A Meister weapon pair kills and consumes lost souls to keep the Kishin away. Jack the Ripper? More like Jack the Fraud.
And so, the demon weapon Soul was paired with the dutiful
Oh my God,
rising
Soulite.
star, Maka Albarn.
Talk about your classic teacher's pet. The kind of
Say your
girl who
fucking
leaves
name.
an apple on the desk and goes, "Teacher, you forgot to give us homework." And then we jump them.
As if Soul's any better, a weapon who's too concerned with being cool to do any real work.
Hey, Soul's not just any demon weapon. He's a scythe. And he's got his sights on upgrading to the highest level of Death Scythe.
Which would be a high honor. And lucky for Soul, Maka always aims high.
With that common goal, Maka and Soul formed the Dream Team. All they needed was 99 Kishin eggs and the soul of a witch. Easy, right?
Maybe, since Maka is extraordinarily perceptive at spotting and examining souls. She can detect spiritual presences
Isn't-
from millions of yards away. and
Isn't
can discern its nature,
Ruby's
stability,
aura like a
and
soul
emotions.
thing?
Time for class then. The two trained hard, but their styles kind of
Read
weird.
that?
Okay, so
'Cause I think
Maka
that might
guides Soul in the direction she wants to go,
help
but
her
Soul,
track.
the scythe, does all the actual movements himself. Maka's the Meister, Soul's the weapon.
Like conductor and instrumentalist, a Meister weapon pair cannot work in harmony without total cooperation.
Too bad their teamwork sucked. They fumbled the easiest chance for Death Scythe status, F-.
Maka just could not get in tune with Soul's wavelength. She was skilled, sure, more skilled than most.
Keyword, most. There were plenty of rivals showing her up, like Blackstar and Tsubaki.
Really puts a damper on the straight A's when this show-off is doing better than you.
It was up to Maka and Soul to improve their teamwork through Soul Resonance.
What I said about wavelength wasn't metaphorical. Wavelengths are the means with which Meister and weapon draw
I'm just waiting for the
strength
needle
through
drop
each
of,
other.
like,
Think of two wavelengths as different emotional amplitudes
a
that
crazy
must
fucking
merge
beat
at
that we're
one
just like, ah, well.
alignment.
If the Meister's the guitar and the weapon's the amp, then they create a feedback loop to increase its frequency. That's Soul Resonance.
Soul Resonance creates a telepathic link and surges their strength and speed.
And preps them for cool scythe moves like the Witch Hunt Slash, a big energy strike that puts the L in evil.
As the name implies, it works especially well against witches and other evil creatures. It's not exclusive or anything.
It's actually really deadly against evil because of Maka's rare anti-demon wavelengths. Basically, being a goody little two-shoes gets her the power of purity or whatever.
Maka and Soul were becoming a synchronized unit, though one would sometimes need to rein in the other's idiotic habits.
And the other guys gotta stop their annoying overthinking, Wiz.
But everything changed after a, unique encounter with Krona, which nearly killed Soul.
Now Soul had an ogre pal in his head, waiting for him to swing on over and play the piano. Yep, Soul got infected with black blood.
Black blood was specially brewed as a weaponizable blood. It hardens and strengthens its user's body, inside and out, increasing their physical ability. They can even block blades with their bare skin.
Too bad it comes with a little side effect of madness with a capital M.
A force of fear and sadness all living things possess, which threatens to ruin the world.
So it was kind of a big deal that Maka was bummed by how she got Soul in a jam. But thanks to Soul, she got over it and even welcomed in their new little ogre buddy.
Now when Soul plays his grand piano, their soul resonance sings even louder through the black blood.
Giving Maka all the perks of black blood too, even the crazy parts. Bet you didn't expect that, Krona.
But evil saw their plans through. The Kishin Asura had arrived. Madness was spreading everywhere.
So Maka and Soul had to lock in and
Seeing a
upgrade
lot of
their
abilities,
witch
but not a
hunt
lot
to
of
the
stats.
even stronger Demon Hunt Slash. They went on even more missions to reach souls with classmates like Blackstar, and that guy outran his own shadow.
Perhaps the most obvious evidence ever of faster than light speeds, and
there it
Maka
is.
could finally keep up with him.
Pair that with her fight with the demon tool Gopher, who could obliterate whole mountains, and you've got one hell of an ass kicker.
And yet, Maka's relationship with Soul still faltered. Soul was the real star here. Even other Meisters were trying to take him as a weapon, away from Maka.
I mean, he literally moves himself, so Maka couldn't help but wonder if she was holding him back all along.
But Soul said the truth. In all of their missions, their teamwork was the key to their victory. An orchestral performance is only as good as the one conducting. And so, their wavelengths played in harmony, and Maka donned a dress of black blood.
It's an armor literally made of blood, and it lets Maka fly around and shoot out her soul as an epic sound wave. So freaking metal!
At the same time, Soul discovered he could hack souls and directly transmit Maka's anti-demon wavelengths, basically shutting their enemy completely down through Soul Adagio.
And they finally
What?
achieved Death Sight. The dream's here, baby.
So when Krona's own black blood reached its final stage, Maka and Soul flew to the moon. A moon small and unassuming, but so dense it has the same mass as the planet itself. The very world's sanity was at stake.
Krona might have gone insane, but Maka still reached out to their new friend Soul until the Kishin showed up to ruin everything. Come on, Asura, they're having a moment here. Timing, bro.
In what would be Maka's final exam, Maka, Soul, and all of their friends faced off against the Kishin.
And she passed. A+. Maka pulled her weight and perfected her teamwork with Soul. Their wavelengths were pitch perfect.
Asura did everything he could to separate them, crater them into the moon, punch holes in Maka's chest, tamper their souls with madness, and each time they successfully realigned their wavelengths.
Until they kicked his ass with one final upgrade.
Someone call the police for a murder, bruh?
Slash.
'Cause I'm about to see one.
Stop! Now that's what I call absolute cinema.
Because a sound soul dwells within a sound mind and body. So should you feel overwhelmed by evil's roars, just write 4242564 whenever you want to knock on death's door. Congratulations to us.
Wiz, your ego.
Well. This would usually be the part where it's like, guys, who's gonna win?
That was nice. Too bad Ruby's dead.
I just saw I don't even have to say the feats. I just saw like a bunch of fucking. I think cratering into the moon is probably. I don't know if.
A moon that's as dense as Earth, by the way.
Yeah, even though it's technically like smaller, but it has the same mass
Yeah.
because it's so. Yeah, I don't know. I have no other comment.
I hope the animation's good.
Yeah.
The combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a scythe battle!
Soul, any final words?
Okay, it's
Rip.
official. This is so not cool.
Oh, come on, Soul. Our target should be here, so try helping out. Hi! Who you looking for?
It's cool that they always just have the original Ruby voice actors.
Your humanity
For
has
every
freed
battle.
from its just past, and the Shinigami has come. Oh my gosh, your boyfriend turns into a scythe! Oh, that's so cool!
Yeah.
Your soul is ours! I like my soul, thanks!
Won't lie, Red. Your moves are sick, but too slow for my Meister.
You haven't seen anything yet!
Casey Lee Williams is also singing the song
Oh,
with another person. I don't know who the person is, but she's on the song. Ruby, you're not being that.
wait, weave?
Stop her hitting me! Get back here!
I've never seen either of these two characters run the Duke, so it's kind of fun. Usually hurling or shooting their sides everywhere. Oh.
Already?
Interesting. Her soul forms a
Oh,
barrier.
wait, that's so
Try
cool.
helping out.
Relax.
Oh, they're turning off her aura?
She's getting her ass whooped.
She's defending well, but I think they're just gonna turn off her.
Sorry, but I'll never stop fighting. I'm Ruby Rose, and I am a huntress.
Soul Adagio.
That's not how. Jesus Christ. Wait, what?
What's that gonna?
Wait, what?
Damn it, she's. Stay strong, Maka. You got this.
She's not supposed to.
Oh my god.
A simple, honest soul. Ruby Rose, huh?
Is Maka like evil when she does the Black Blood ability? Because like,
Rest in
how did
peace,
Silver Eyes
Ruby.
even work?
But hey, it's
Didn't
not often
affect
you
her.
get to see Scythe on
Oh.
Scythe action like that.
That's what I'm saying. There was no point in that because it wasn't gonna affect her.
First, strength.
Or a supercharged Ruby's strength way higher than you'd think, like kicking this Grim through steel. But Maka's soul resonance could match Gopher, who destroyed mountains.
Now, Team Ruby did defeat Vine, whose aura contained a bomb that could have wiped out a city.
Adding up their flight speed and how far Harriet said they'd have to fly to avoid the
Oh
blast.
no, Yang
that's a
defeated him, not Ruby.
366 kiloton
I think you're
bomb.
just saying she
It's
scales.
possible Ruby's own aura possesses a similar level of, say, energy strength, though her semblance obviously can't replicate what Vine did.
Black Blood Maka got blasted by Asura into the moon. Yeah, it's small, but its mass is the same as Earth's, right?
Putting Asura's strikes at 2 quadrillion tons of TNT, over 5 billion times higher than Vine.
So, Maka takes strength, but speed wasn't as clear cut. Ruby's a fast little gal. Maka kept up with Blackstar, faster than Shadows and whatnot. But as they improved their skills, Ruby and her friends could outspeed Atom.
Who blocked a particle beam. Though given the distance and time to react, Atom moved about 42% the speed of light. Not quite faster than your own Shadow territory. Still, Ruby's Petal Burst has become far faster than this over time, and clearly gives more than a 2-time speed increase on top of that 42%, making her well past light speed.
Definitely enough to take on Harriet, who was all about speed. Angry speed.
This isn't to say Maka couldn't keep up thanks to Soul Resonance, but Petal Burst makes this comparison close enough to call it a tie, and their speed would be key to winning in skill.
Come on, Wiz. Call it what it really is. It's Scythery.
That's not a word.
Maka's Scythery was pretty good, but Soul does all the movement for her. As a Meister, she was mostly a guide.
It's easy to assume that Ruby's, Scythery was superior. She's entirely self-sufficient at dancing with her weapon.
Soul's own control is still a factor here, but it doesn't change that Ruby's been swinging that thing for way longer than Maka. Ruby's got Scythery in the bag.
Perhaps this edge would be enough for Ruby to avoid Maka's far greater strength if she had the better powers.
So, Aura's really cool. Barriers, healing, superpowers, and so on. But it's got one big weakness.
It is a finite resource that is required for all of Ruby's powers.
Petal Burst
Except the
activating
Silver
dust,
Eyes.
even powering up Crescent Rose takes juice and some aura. Once it's gone, Ruby's totally vulnerable.
And there's a second key factor regarding aura. It is specifically a manifestation of Ruby's soul.
And
Oh,
Maka's
well, yeah.
powers are all about taking on souls. Maka had lots of ways to break through Ruby's aura, like Soul Adagio.
And since Maka is exceptionally gifted at examining souls, she could definitely figure out how aura works.
But plot twist, what about Ruby's silver eyes? Her anti-grim eye beams? Turns out they were actually her best secret weapon.
The negative power of Grim is quite similar to madness wavelengths, which power black blood. Since anti-demon wavelengths can cancel out black blood, the silver eyes should achieve a similar effect.
But Maka and Soul's whole story is about reaching that perfect soul resonance. Asura tried every way in the book and more to separate their wavelengths and failed. And we already talked about how much stronger he is than Ruby. Maka takes powers, cause when she rose to the occasion, Ruby didn't stand a semblance of a chance and bit the dust.
The winners are Maka Albarn and Soul Evans.
Wait, his name is Soul Evans?
Okay, well, that was obvious result, but I did enjoy the fight. I was a little confused on like how certain powers worked against each other, but I guess they made sense.
Yeah, I guess if you look at it as all their abilities, or all at least, like, or at least is kind of soul based, then everything Maka does is basically gonna take her out,
Yeah,
or like
like-
gonna sap her abilities.
Pretty much.
All this kind of reads to me is that they low-key genuinely picked a matchup that was a no-brainer, and it's like that's not nearly as fun, I guess, because it's like,
I think it was originally Monty that pitched this to them.
Yeah,
was it?
it was Monty who wanted this matchup, and
Oh wait, yeah,
what?
I remember. It was like back in the day. I think I remember this story. Monty got them a booth at this convention when they were first starting out as Death Battle, and he was like, "Yo, what's up, guys? Yo, if you ever get the chance, one of my new shows, you should do Ruby versus Maka, bruh." Like, I think that's what the conversation went like. They're like, "Oh, okay, we'll remember that if like Ruby ends."
Gonna be honest, I would have rather them use Ruby beating somebody as the promotion for the show versus Yang beating fucking Tifa.
That shit was really goofy.
Because
Yeah.
that should not have happened the way that it did at all.
I still really enjoyed the fight. Well, predictions for the next time. I don't really care. I'm just hopefully it's not a
Next time,
repeat.
I don't really watch. Like I said, I don't really watch Death Battle anymore. They lost me at Ben 10 and Green Lantern,
You and me both, buddy.
on
You and me
Death
both.
and then they solidified me being gone after Sonic lost to Mario the second time in the stupidest way possible.
that's how they kept me.
Who is this?
Is that Blade? Is that Blade?
Is it Buffy?
That's late.
Wait, is that Buffy?
Is that
Oh,
Isma?
is
Blade and
dude, wait, that's
Buffy?
the live action episode? Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I knew it was Blade because that looked like the Marvel Rivals one.
I think that was the Marvel
Holy
Rivals,
shit!
trailer.
That's a Halloween episode too, right?
I think so, yeah. That's a good one. No, but wait, Mysterio versus Scarecrow, no! My son! Whatever.
It'll happen eventually.
Very cool.
Scarecrow definitely wins that, by the way.
No, he doesn't. Get out. So, Blade versus Buffy is
I actually
cool.
don't know.
I don't know how the live action stuff is gonna work, but for this episode, I enjoyed it. I don't know what my rating would be, but a lot of it
I'd
is like
say like a
flailing.
10.
How out of 10? What would you say then?
Your moves are sick, but too
With my bias against Death Battle, I'm saying it's a straight like 5.
I say like
Without
like
without my bias against Death Battle, I'll probably say 6. Cause embarrassingly enough, this is probably the best that I've seen Ruby choreographed since Monty, and it's not even in her own show, which is very annoying.
I was gonna say, go subscribe, Soulite's channel, but again, on that top 10, it's very funny that, spoiler alert, in the top 3, it's a fucking season, like literally season 1 episode. The food fight one.
Yeah, that was number 2. Yeah, that's literally like the fights that I have at 2 and 1 are literally peak Ruby, and those are Monty fights. So make of that as you will.
I think that's like kind of funny though that the best fight is literally like, well, one is in the first episode, and then I forget what the second one was, or which episode it was.
That was the 8th episode of the best fight was the 8th episode of the first season.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10, because I'm sadly not as attached to the characters, but I'm glad that this was like a episode 200.
I think for me, it comes down to the choreography. It was really cool. I think they explained everything well enough. Aside from the fact that it is a stomp match, they explained it well enough where like I get it. I get why they gave the stats to who, you know. And I think I wasn't really paying attention to the song, but it sounded pretty cool from what I heard.
I need to maybe peep Soul Eater a little bit, because do they do that in the show where it's like he just plays the OST while they're fighting? That's kind of cool. I like the way he did that.
That was awesome. I will say, I heard what Soul Eater's anime just goes in a completely different direction and kind of sucks apparently in the ending.
Oh, it like completely switches gears. Okay.
Yeah, like, apparently the anime was going while the manga was still going.
See, that's always the big problem with like ongoing animes that are still getting the manga written. Either way, I'm glad this is episode 200. I'm excited for the next one. You guys have any words of goodbyes?
I hope the next time after Blade vs. Buffy is a Metal Gear episode.
Soulite, any last words?
I hope Death Battle becomes good again.
Me too. And with that, we out!